at the car, you know who did it. I don't have to mention. They know it's Alex from Hoppos. Custom work come from Hoppos. I'm Rob Taylor 504. For anybody that gotta know, Alex stay with fresh kindness.
What's up and good evening, guys? How are you? Alex here from Hoppos with another video for you guys. Right now, I know it's a kind of a little change of pace here, filming at night. Really crappy. Yeah, well, anyways, right now, what's going on is I actually just got home from work. I've been filming another YouTube video all day for you guys, and then I'm going to kick in another one here, so I'm filming 2 today. But what we're doing today is, or tonight, for me at least, I don't know when you guys are watching it, we are actually heading our way down to Orange County once again. We are on schedule and actually ahead of schedule, which is very odd, kind of concerning actually. But we are making great headway on the Ford Lightning build. Everyone's been on their A game, I guess, so they're going to be actually delivering the car to me one business day sooner, which I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but a 14 or 16 hour workday, I'll take that. That is a great win for us. On top of that, powder coat actually showed up today, so the last of the powder coat showed up today, so that's actually good news for us. What means is we actually got everything assembled earlier, which you guys already saw in a previous video. I believe so, depending on how everything's gonna fall. But if I haven't shown it yet, I'll show it to you guys in this video. But we're gonna get all that assembled up, and then from there, I'm trying to get everything pre-built and assembled as far as the stand, the base, the tank, the compressors, the management, all that all done before the vehicle even gets here. And I want to do that way we are on track, or we can stay on track. That way if any little hiccups pop up or anything happens, we have a little bit of, like, I'm gonna call it like an 8-hour buffer. And stuff like this normally doesn't happen on SEMA builds, or just in builds in general, like actually being ahead of schedule. So I'm taking advantage of it. Like I said, I was filming another video today, obviously, where I was at work today. I left there probably about 6:30. Yeah, about 6:30. Came home, cooked dinner real quick for the wife and the daughter. Got the baby all ready, and then ready for bed, and then put her down, and I took off. And I said I'm going to take off because I'm going to try to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to try to get ahead of schedule, plus pick up a few items that we need. And I know it's kind of late, but Neil's also working on a few other projects, and he's been filming all day. So today was his only time, and my time that kind of lined up that was free, and it worked out for all of us. So I'm going to shoot my way over there, and hopefully don't get lost, because in the dark going through Ortega Highway, it's a little sketchy going down that little road. All right, guys, I don't know how much you're going to see here, but just picked up a nice big load. Parts, got the bed full, got a ton of custom Recaro bucket seats in here, so everything's picked up. Now I gotta head home, so I'm gonna be heading home right now. Had to pull over, get some straps on there. I was about to jump on the highway right now, so I didn't want anything flying out. So everything's all loaded down. We got all the stuff we needed for tomorrow. That way I could get everything as soon as I get in tomorrow morning, get everything, start assembling, start breaking down, start getting everything wired up, and get everything on this platform. So I want to do this again just to get ahead of the curve. So it's gonna be a late night. It's 10:30 right now, so by the time I get home, it's gonna be almost 12 o'clock. Get a few hours of sleep, and then wake up about 4:45 and head back to the shop. Right. I'm gonna call it a night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. So we're back here with another day, and wow, we've had a pretty crazy change of events for weather. We dropped about 9-degree difference from yesterday morning to today, and as you can tell, the fog is pretty thick and heavy over here. So before we get back, I had to stop real quick and get some fuel, top it off on fuel. It's going up again, like I think $1 in the last week or something, like 95 cents at least. But I normally don't pay attention. If I need it, I need it. I gotta get going anyways. But comment down below what local gas prices are by you, your city and state. I'm just curious, because right now, let's see. Well, dang it, the freaking pump stopped me again. It stopped me at $175 right now, only at 26 gallons, and this is like a 34-gallon tank, so probably what, 230, something like that. Yeah, so let me get this taken care of, and then we'll head back to the shop. So getting everything laid out here, getting everything organized, doing a full inventory of what is going on here. As you can tell, there is a lot of different colors here. Some of these colors look like they don't go together, but we're gonna make them go together. But everything's looking good. Just kind of doing an inspection, seeing what I gotta, tap. If I had to re-tap anything, a lot of these holes look really good. So I think we should be good. I'm just gonna do a little wipe down on some of these items. This pink is absolutely freaking bright. I don't know if the camera picks up how bright and brilliant this is. I mean, it's like a safety pink almost. So we're gonna be getting everything just wiped up, cleaned up. Like I said, we're just doing an inventory on everything, making sure everything is here. Got to make sure I have all the correct nuts, bolts, hardware for all of this. This one looks like it needs to get tapped right here. But other than that, everything actually looks pretty good. So from here, what I'm gonna be doing is getting everything assembled. Acquired a vehicle. On top of that, let me show you this first. Here is some of the parts, not all of it, some of the parts for this vehicle. I got 5 custom bucket seats. I got a whole bunch of airlift stuff. I got a whole bunch of Recaro brackets and sliders and side brackets. And on top of that, we have finally acquired the 2000, actually I think it's a 23. I've been saying 22 this whole time, but I think it's actually a 23 Ford Lightning. Stand corrected, I just checked the door right here. It's actually a 22. So got a 22 Ford Lightning here with like 0 miles on it. And this is the one, the big one that we've been waiting for SEMA. We have, SEMA's only a few days away. If you guys know, if you guys are keeping track, if you guys are going, you guys are stressing just as much as we are. This was our biggest build for it. So as you can tell, there's been a lot of work done for it, on it already. This thing has been completely torn apart, full color change, glass has been pulled out, bed's been pulled off, change of color, all new custom Boston wheels, and I believe they did these in a 24. We got 24s here, so we got some custom Bostons wrapped in some Falcon tires. Top of that, Thule has taken up a lot of the real estate here, but it is a beautiful freaking top cargo box. We got the roof, or the, I guess normally it's a rooftop tent, but this is actually a bedside tent, or bed top tent. We got that in place. All the lighting on here. If you guys haven't seen these, pretty sick. Check out the front real quick. Circuit Demon pulled all these apart for Neil. Got them all, got some color in there, got some custom engraving. And this is our real estate we have to work here, so I'm very excited. Also Rigid's on board on this build, so thank you Rigid. Look at that, beautiful lighting. So we have a lot of stuff we gotta do here. If you guys can see the setup, I'm gonna take you over there real quick. I'll show you guys what we've been working on. Working on the setup prior to this truck showing up because our time frame of this truck is very small. We've been working on getting everything, or as much as we can, done prior to the truck showing up. That way when the truck showed up, we just dropped the stuff in there and it was like, boom, knock out a few days as far as install and designing and building. This is what we've been working on for him for the Lightning. This is a triple layer stand, and the reason we did a triple layer on here is I wanted to give the stand a little bit of dimension. I wanted to have a little bit of drop behind all this, plus it was going to give us a perfect opportunity to add some lighting in here, so it had a nice little back glow inside of here. Also running the 3-piece system, the airlift. You got the 2 compressors on here. You got his custom little, I don't know if you can see them in between this tubing, custom little air filters for the compressors. That's been all machined. Got all his 4 flow control valves all set up. Obviously our new HHT 5-gallon tank, all powder coated and looking good. So we were working on final assembly on this guy, which is pretty much almost done. We just got to finish up and finalize some of this tubing up on top. That way we get these guys all straightened out, because right now they're just kind of hanging out there. But this is making good progress. We're almost done with it. So I did a few more tubings this morning on the pressure outs, which you're going to see here. In order for us to get this all symmetrical, which is kind of funky on the manifold, because you got don't quote me on this, but I believe it's front left, front right, back left, back right. You got your tank in and your exhaust. So in order for these 4 to be all symmetrical, we had to actually hide them behind the stand and underneath the stand. So that way when you see all this, everything looks good and matching. But on the bottom side of the stand is where the chaos is going to actually happen, and all these cross connections to make it actually function the way it should. In the flow controls are all running downwards, and they run downwards. They're going to connect into here. The exhaust is actually just going to dump off into the back. But again, to make this look matching and all uniform, because that is one of my biggest pet peeves, we had to kind of get this in place and then make it all work on the bottom side. With the Lightning here, a lot of our stress has been taken off of our back, but also a lot of stress has been added to us as well, because this is a brand new vehicle. There is nothing available for it. So the parts that Airlift sent over, they're going to be more of a universal builder series, and from there we're going to modify the heck out of them, and we're going to make it work on this truck. So first thing we got to do is we got to take out the wheels and tires on here. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get a measurement on this wheel gapping here, because this gap is pretty big back here. This vehicle, this truck is all strut. It's strut all the way around, so it's going to make it fun to get this to function and drop. I don't know how much drop we're going to get out of this yet. I haven't really messed with it. I literally just pulled it in right now for the dealership, and yeah, now it's the fun time. This is the fun part. My stress went away on the building and getting it here. Now it's just a whole nother stress. So I'm excited for it, yet I'm very, very nervous. Going, guys, and let's get this torn apart. See you guys in a bit. I went ahead and got a measurement on this real quick, from top of the tire to the bottom of the fender well. Right now we're reading about 8¼ inches as far as wheel gap, and in the front we're looking about 6¼ inches of wheel gap. So our goal is to get that closed up as much as possible, obviously in whatever allows us to, being that this truck is still rear wheel drive. I gotta see, and independent, I gotta kind of see how much room we have on these rear axles. Neil wants to go as low as possible, so that's gonna be my goal. So we just gotta kind of get some measurements, get the wheels off, see how far we can push it, how it's gonna allow us to go, and then from there we'll just make our adjustments and do what we gotta do. So now let's get the wheels off. Got all 4 wheels off. One thing I did say earlier, that I said it was a rear wheel drive. I totally forgot we're dealing with the Lightning, and it's actually all wheel drive. You can see the axle there. So that explains these big old massive bare brakes. These things are freaking, they're bad. Oh man, these things are bad. Nice and big. That color definitely stands out. Looks good against this green. I know why we chose those colors that we chose. It's because you can see everything here matches. All 4 wheels all off now. What I gotta do is I gotta start tearing apart the struts real quick. So I'm gonna get the struts out of here. I'm gonna start probably with the front, and then I'll work my way to the rear. Where we stand so far on this Lightning, we got all 4 struts pulled apart so far. Frunk is getting torn apart right now. I have the guys taking the back seats out. We're gonna be taking the front seats out as well, which the reason we're doing that is because we're gonna be putting in the 5 Recaros into there. So we're gonna start getting some measurements, getting everything designed and built up for all the seat brackets to make sure that they fit and the placement's great. Make sure all 3 seats in the rear actually fit next to each other. If not, we're gonna have to stadium seat it. In the front, everything still has to be sliding and electric and all that good fancy stuff. So we have a lot to do in very few days, so we were on it. I don't know how much of this I'm actually gonna get on camera because I'm kind of just go, go, go. The guys are go, go, go. So I'm gonna try to get what I can for you guys. As of right now, let me show you guys what we got taken off. So we got the struts removed so far. You got everything hanging on the back side. Everything's torn down there. Like I said, the guys are working on the back seats right now as we speak. The front is already all torn down. Struts already out. That goes the same for both sides. We actually got that one out. I'm bagging and tagging everything. That way nothing gets misplaced. Everything's coming out right now. We're leveling the amount of pieces that we're taking off, where they go, and we're bagging each one separately. That way there's no miscommunications going on. It goes for the frunk section. I'm getting everything for the frunk. All the nuts and bolts that are coming off, everything's getting separated and sorted. When it comes time to reassembly, that we're not chasing nuts and bolts that we don't know where they're at. Over here, we're gonna start a rack for all the plastics. We got all the front plastics, weather strippings, moldings, front plastics again, charging systems, like they're taking out the jack right now. So all this stuff is getting all bagged and tagged. We got lug nuts getting boxed. This because, I mean, obviously it takes a little extra time, but we're doing this to avoid having to spend extra time searching for nuts and bolts in the future when we're ready to assemble and we're stressed out and we're running out of time or mad at each other and going, where'd you put that bolt out? They're in that bag, they're labeled, they tell you exactly where they go. So that's what they're working on right now. So we're all working on. Plus it's been a very, very busy day here. We're short a few people, so it's making things a little more stressful. I'm not where we wanted to be at on the first day. I lost a few hours and then it's been so busy up front. Today is actually Columbus Day, so I think a lot of people have days off or time off today. So the front showroom has been absolutely a madhouse. So having to juggle between going back and forth and the guys juggling between going back and forth, we're kind of all over the place, but that is the reason why we're getting everything organized, separated, and we can just kind of figure out what's going on. So let me get to work, guys. The guys are still working, so they're gonna get mad at me for filming. So let me get back to work.
Hit the music, baby, cut it down. Hit the doobie while you do it, indubitably. I feel like I'm a bust now. I feel like a bust down. When I shine bright, blind niggas is up now. In the cut, big black truck, pack, sacked up. You can pick it up now. Nigga, fuck it, okay. Push the fucking pack off of the porch or break a pound down. Get the strap if it happen to blow it, mix around sounds. Pussy cat on my lap, push it back and go to town down. Fucking rap on my back and I'm black and snatching crowns.
I know I can't afford to stop for one moment, that it's too soon to fall.
Me and my money attached emotionally. I get the clutch and if you get too close to me, I'm at the top where I'm supposed to be. Jumping in the gang, niggas that like they coaching me for under rats ain't shit.
Now the stage that we stand in, I'm not 100% happy with the amount of progress we did last night, but I'm happy that there is progress, so that's a plus. So what we're doing right now, everything's pre-ran, all the wiring's pre-ran, everything's ready to go. We're ready for the system to drop in. So our next step from here, and I got to do a cleanup because this is just driving me nuts already. I got stuff on the floor. I want to, clean up all the zip tie clippings. That's gonna be step 1. After that, we're gonna be I'm probably gonna start the struts. I want to get the struts in place. At least get one done, get it all mocked up, figure out my height and my lay and all that stuff. And then from there, I want to get these guys in. I want this truck, my goal is to get this truck on the floor today, and that's like really, really, really pushing it. That's like really like a 3-day job, pushing it into a 1-day job, especially being that this is not bolted. This is all custom built, all custom fab, all custom machined and designed, and so there's a lot that goes into this. Especially being that this is probably going to be one of the first, if not the first, but one of the first Ford Lightnings on air ride. There might be others out there, but I'm not aware of them yet. So let me do a cleanup real quick, get everything cleaned up. We'll start fresh again, and then we're going to hit this guy at full force.